available without any drugs. बिना किसी दवाई का आपने अपने स्वास्थ्य को. Do you want me to speak in Hindi or English?
I think Guruji English. Uh, आप
Okay. Without taking any medicines, we are able to bring our health back to normal or even better than normal. That is what my grandfather, Acharya Lakshmana Sharma, has been propagating all his life through his books, his lectures, and all that. Third generation, as the third generation, I am continuing the mission of propagating nature cure to more and more people. And I am so glad that most of my students have taken up this mission as their life mission. And the work is going on very well all around us. I encourage Dharam to continue this mission as much as possible. In this mission, there is scope for each of you who attend and learn about improving health. Health alone is real, and disease is lower level of health. That's all. Darkness is not real. Light is real, and the reduced light is darkness. More light, more light. That's what you have to do. In regarding all diseases, there is no such thing as disease. Disease has no entity. Health alone is real, and all diseases are lower level of health. Simply focus on improving your health, and all the diseases go away. Call it any name. All the names do not matter. ये लंगड़ा भूत है, ये फलाना भूत है. All kinds of names they give to bhoot, devils, and to drive this devil away, we have to use this way, that way. All kinds of. The world has been misled to wrong direction, and so many thousands of people are believing in it and following a system which is not bringing their health back, and that is making their life completely dependable all their life only to medicines. Medicine is the sin of meddling with nature. That's what medicine is. So don't meddle with your nature. You are capable of healing yourself. आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामति परिजना प्राणान् शरीरं गृहं पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरः सञ्चारः पदयो प्रदक्षिणविधिः निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तद्दखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम्. Whatever we do in our life is aradhana, prayer. O God, you are my soul, Atma Tvam, Girija Mati. My brain is your consort. Parijana Pranan. Your devotees are, each one of them has got life totally independent, capable of repairing itself anytime at any situation. That's all natural health is all about. Then how do we deal with diabetes? How do we deal with chronic diseases like cancer and things like that? We don't deal with diseases. All diseases are unreal. Only reality is health. Focus on improving your health. What do you have to do to improve your health? There are 5 guidelines: ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thoughts, and last but not the least, an occupation that will combine your skill and passion to help others. To help others, underline that. If you don't have an occupation to help others, you are just to make money, that's not going to help you. That's what the most important medicine is all about, choosing an occupation and then being engaged in that occupation to help others. So your skill has to be improved in order to help others who doesn't have any knowledge about your occupation. But you make it simple and help others. There are so many complicated technical jobs in the world, but your focus should be to help others by making everything simple and introduce practices in their lives that will help them improve their overall realization of the truth. Realization of the truth, underline. The truth is, there is nothing called disease, there is only health. And if you improve your health, all diseases vanish. It is the truth, it is only the truth that we have seen over 3 generations, over thousands of people who have tried this. Thousands is a small number, I'm telling you. Millions of people who have tried all over the world. There has been similar thoughts in the Western world. Herbert Shelton was one of them. Like that, there are so many people who have contributed to promote natural health science. And we are very fortunate eh, from India to listen to or read from Acharya Lakshmana Sharma, who presented this science as derived from the Vedic scriptures. All the Vedic scriptures are nothing but guidelines to better health, better life. L- Better life includes better occupation, an occupation to help others. If you have an occupation to help others, your health comes up automatically. If you don't have an occupation to help others, if you are just going to have an occupation to make money for yourself and your family, that's not going to help. You have to convert your occupation in a manner that it helps others and it makes people self dependent, self reliant. They don't have to depend upon technical people or any other such help that where common man cannot help himself. The purpose of our mission is to make everything simple. Simplicity is the essence of universality. I don't want to keep on talking. I have given you the outline. We have nature's resources like the sky. The sky is Akasha. From sky, from Akasha comes Vayu. Akashad Vayu, Vayoragni, Agnerapah, Adbhya Prithvi, Prithivyor Aushadeya, Aushadibhyo Annam, Annad Bhutani. All the living beings sustain themselves from food. That food should come from plants. Plant food should be the main focus. Your food should not be manufactured food coming in bottles and tins. That is not reliable. Make it simple and make all your food yourself from natural products, from plants. So, this is the outline in which we are working, and we are not here to treat or cure any disease. We don't deal with that. We only deal with improvement of health. It's simple. They may come with all kinds of reports. I am diabetic, I'm asthmatic, I have rheumatism. Let them name anything. Write down everything. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Doctors have diagnosed myself as having chronic diseases, even cancer. From common cold to dreaded cancer, all diseases are one. Unity theory, don't forget that. All diseases are one. The source of cause of all disease is also one. Cure of all diseases is also one. And what are the other two unities? Health and disease is one. Food and medicine is one. See the five unities? Your food alone is your medicine. And food comes from nature. The value of food is calculated according to the subtler source. Subtler the food, higher its potency. Subtler means halka. The subtler food comes from where? From sunlight, from air, from ether. What is ether? Ether is the source from which all other elements come. That you can get. You can eat ether, you can drink ether, you can sustain yourself with ether for so long. What is ether? Avoiding eating. Don't eat or drink any food from the earth. Just drink water and do deep breathing. And all diseases go away, vanish. How did it happen? Because you allowed the body the time and opportunity, and you gave the trust that it will heal. With trust and belief, everything gets better. I don't want to keep on talking. I just wanted to let you know the outline, and I am ready to answer questions if you have any.
Okay. Thank you very much, Guruji, for explaining in a very precise manner. So today's special topic is all about, like, if someone want to build a career, or someone want to be an educator or a coach in natural health science, so that he can build a purpose driven career to help others, or we can say that our fifth pillar, creative occupation. So what is the first step, what is the clear out guidelines he can follow, so that he can educate himself and then teach others? So is there any roadmap to become educator or health coach in natural health science?
You can make tall claims, but it will all boil down to simplicity. You can tell the world, you can make lectures, डायबिटीज ठीक कर दूंगा, कैंसर ठीक कर देंगे, ये सब कहिए, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन दैट इज ट्रूथ, यू आर नॉट लाइंग. आप नहीं ठीक करेंगे, वो खुद ठीक करेंगे. इसका जो सच्चाई है वो बाद में बताना है. पहले अट्रैक्ट पीपल बाय सेइंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स, कोई बात नहीं, झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हैं आप. It has been to be very clear that you should not lie. Truth, it is the truth that all the disease can be cured. And we are not trying to cure diseases. Disease is our friend. Disease itself is a process of cure. उसकी बात बाद में समझाना, पहले लोगों को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए और ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग आने के लिए कहिए खूब, लेकिन झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हैं आप. ये बहुत जरूरी है कि झूठ नहीं बोलना. ज्यादा से जो ज्यादा लोग आ जाएं, कैंप करिए, कैंप में क्लासेस करिए, क्लासेस में एक्सप्लेन करिए. योर बॉडी इज मेड अप ऑफ दिस एलिमेंट्स, एंड इफ यू सप्लाई दोस एलिमेंट्स, देर आर कमी, हवा की कमी है, कभी ईथर की कमी है, पानी की कमी है, पानी ज्यादा हो जाता है शरीर में, कई तरह के तकलीफ होते हैं. ये सब पंचभूत से है. ये पंचभूत क्या होता है? आकाशाद वायु, वायोरग्नि, अग्नेरापः, अद्भः पृथ्वी, पृथिव्योर औषधयः, औषधिभ्यो अन्नम. जो सब औषधियां हैं, इससे हमारा खुराक बनता है. अन्नाद भूतानि, सारे जीव राशि अन्न से बने हैं. जैसे खाए अन्न वैसे बने मन. उनको अन्न कैसे खिलाना है? वो सात्विक खाना खिलाना है. higher the value of food, the sooner they get better. That's all. हेल्थ बढ़ाना है. हेल्थ बढ़ाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thoughts, and an occupation that combines your skill and passion to help others. To help others को underline करना. ऐसे कोई ऑक्यूपेशन नहीं है, सिर्फ पैसे कमाने का ऑक्यूपेशन है, वो बेकार है. That's the summary of whatever I have to say. If you have any questions, you can ask me. कई लोग चुप हैं, हमारे जाने के बाद क्वेश्चन से आते हैं, याद आते हैं.
I have a question. So
Yes,
why are people so sick? I mean, I see in the US, almost anybody I see, people, there's so much sickness around. What is the root cause?
because their lifestyle is artificial. Natural lifestyle लेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएंगे. Most of them adopt இது எப்படி பேக்ரவுண்ட் இது பண்ண முடியும்? ओके, सो जैसे हमारा लाइफस्टाइल होता है हम वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में, वो बहुत आर्टिफिशियल है. एंड दे आर वेरी रिसेप्टिव टू सजेशंस that leads them to a healthy lifestyle. They are more receptive than Indians. ये मैंने देखा है. And they follow very strictly. When they follow strictly, they get results also much better.
So mainly the food habits, right? Will that be the main thing? Male culprit, the food habits, because they do a lot of exercise. I see them jogging, running, gym. Gym is so popular. They do exercise, but maybe the food is
You
the main
should
problem.
not say that it is food. कहना नहीं चाहिए, मालूम होना चाहिए आपको, लेकिन कहना नहीं चाहिए. कहना क्या चाहिए? ओवरऑल अप्रोच टू लाइफ, ऐसे आउटलुक, कैसे आप देखते हैं. बीमारी को बीमारी नाम से नहीं देखना है. डिसीज हैज नो एंटिटी apart from health. It is only lower level of health. Improve, improve your health and disease goes away. ये ये ध्यान में लाने के लिए कई बार उनको छोड़ा थोड़ा करके इंट्रोड्यूस करना है इसके अंदर. ये एकदम बदल नहीं सकते हैं. You are doing very well. You are doing running and you are doing exercise. That's very good. Why don't you include better breathing also? While you are running, don't breathe through your mouth. Keep your mouth shut and breathe only through the nose. Oh, I have to breathe more, as that's why I'm breathing also through the mouth. That's bringing your health down. Nasal breathing has got to be impressed. And then fasting once in a week, that has to be introduced. They will receive every advice very sincerely. ये लोग तो बहुत अच्छी तरह से फॉलो करेंगे, इसलिए रिजल्ट भी बहुत अच्छा आएगा. उसको पब्लिसाइज करना है. एक पेशेंट ठीक किया तो 100 लोगों को मालूम होना चाहिए डायबिटीज था इसका, बहुत सीरियस था. उस डायग्नोसिस सारा ले लीजिए, उसको पब्लिश करिए. शुरू में ऐसे हालत था और अब ऐसे हो गया. That's all. I've seen all the Westerners following instructions very sincerely. That's a great advantage.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
The people with diabetes.
Everybody,
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible. Please continue.
Yes.
people,
People with diabetes, they can fast, or if they can fast,
see, Umar is my second son, and he is going to answer some questions, and he is going to from now on lead all of you in several meetings and classes, and relieve me from burden of lot of work. So let me see if he can answer your question. What's your question? Say it again, please.
Yeah, if a person is diabetic, and can he fast? And if he can fast, how is there any proper way to fast?
Over to you.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Omar, and I'm Dr. Sharma's second son. And I was here to kind of explain some of the things about the plans that IMANAH has moving forward for new graduates. But your particular questions regarding diabetes and fasting, um, yeah, you can fast, and you can basically do the water only fast. And the condition of diabetes, there are two conditions that are categorized as diabetes. One is hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. Typically, when you hear the word diabetes, you're talking about hyperglycemia, which means too much glucose in your system, right?
Yes.
So fasting is safe for a person that is suffering from a condition of having too much glucose. If you don't put the glucose in your system, then you can't have a spike in glucose. So that is definitely safe for a diabetic, and that's not an issue.
Now, if a person is fasting
Hmm.
at the start, how many days he can do fasting at a stretch?
At a stretch, we try to ease people into it. Initially, we do the 24-hour. And then, it's not just the fasting, but also the mental state of the person who fasts. Oftentimes, people who are raised with this belief that if you don't eat, you will die. That's typically the condition. So, even otherwise, people have this internal response as if you're going to die. The longest that someone has fasted, according to the Guinness Book of Records, is over a year.
Oh.
They fasted over a year. So it's not that the eating is directly tied to even your level of energy. So in the initial sense, it's more so that you want your patients to stick with the program. If you get too aggressive, they will abandon the program. That's not the point. You don't want anyone to abandon it, and at the same time, you don't want it to go so soft that it's ineffective. So the way that I typically introduce them is by doing a 24-hour fast and explain to them what they will experience in those 24 hours. So when they do experience those things, they're prepared for it ahead of time, right? So I've done this with people by explaining to them the 24, 48, and 72-hour fast. What exactly happens in your body? For example,
What are the
in your first 24 hours, you have your liver, which has
is
a storage of glycogen, right? So your body basically, when you digest your food, it goes through your stomach, breaks it down. Your acids are neutralized in the duodenum, and it goes straight to the liver. And the liver then converts the carbohydrates into glycogen so the cells can use it. If you don't use it within 24 hours, it starts to convert that into body fat. So that's the natural process. And all of these things are backed by Western science as well. So if you don't eat anything for 24 hours, what happens? Your glycogen stores are empty, and you're going to have a certain series of experiences. You're going to have psychological experiences, and you're going to have physical experiences. So when you go through it yourself, you'll be in a position to explain that to your patients, right? So once you, for example, explain to them you are going to feel these kinds of, let's say, a low energy level, and you can do deep breathing, you can drink water, you can do certain types of meditation, and even certain exercises to increase the level of energy, mentally and physically. So when you explain those things to them, and I've had a very high degree of success with the people that I've talked to about this, and so they understand that once they build the confidence for the 24-hour, then you can encourage them towards 48 hours. And then after that, 72 hours. 72 hours is generally the maximum that my father recommends. Um, I mean, there are people that are capable of doing more, which is fine. But from my conversations with my father, Guruji always explain, he's told me that 72 hours should be the maximum. So 72 hours is something that I've found people to be comfortable with. It's the initial fear factor. When they get through the 48-hour fast, they're immediately imbued with a level of confidence within themselves. And when they hit the 72-hour mark, it's amazing. It's as if they have attained a superhuman power. See, so once they attain that, they're now able to go through, other cycles of 72 hours or 48-hour fasts where they're able to carry on. There's even marathon runners. Typically, marathon runners do what is called carbo loading. The night before, they will eat so many carbohydrates and they'll fill up their liver, like, those wild geese that fly long distances. They'll fill up their liver and then they will rely on that glycogen energy to run the marathon. And when they feel low in energy, they'll eat a candy bar or a banana or something like that to try to get some quick boost of energy. There's one marathon runner, and we can even look it up online, that instead of carbo loading, he did a 24 to 48-hour fasting. So what happens in that 48-hour fasting is that your glycogen store that your body is relying on is switched to your fat burning stage. So your fat starts to burn, get converted back into glycogen, and then your cells are able to access it. You have a much larger store of fat in your body that than you have glycogen. So this marathon runner was able to, win all these marathons year after year because of his understanding of the body's biomechanics. So if you're able to tap into your fat burning state, it's a state, you go through a state of ketosis. And then after that, when you get to the fat burning state, you have just a huge storehouse of energy that you can tap into. But the conversion process is going to go through a period of lethargy where you're going to feel low energy. And so it's just a matter of practicing and getting your body used to the fat burning stage. So there are lots of benefits, and I can go on, on this topic for hours, which I don't want to do that too much here. I'm sure, just if I've answered your question, please let me know.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind explanation and your vast knowledge of the subject. And in that contest, I want to ask another question. What is the
Sure.
what is the interval we should give for the fasting? And
The interval.
together that if somebody is fasting, he is supposed to
Mhm.
work or he is supposed to be resting?
Very good question. As I mentioned, this marathon runner was running a marathon during fasting. There are bodybuilders who do bodybuilding during the fasting. Your human growth hormone is spiked by 200 to 400% during a proper fast, right? So there's no actual need for the person to feel themselves as weaker. In nature, animals don't always eat every day. The predatory animals, for example, they don't eat for several days, and their senses are sharpened, and their body and their mind is at a much heightened state, right? So that happens to human beings as well. So if you realize that, it's really a psychological condition that people feel I'm weak, I'm gonna die. That's the kind of thought process that goes through. But yes, they're able to conduct their regular business with no issues as long as they keep drinking water when necessary. If they feel a certain level of lethargy, they should also drink coconut water. Coconut water has every nutrient you need to stay alive for the rest of your life. just on coconut water. It has
Wow.
fats, it has sugars, it has everything you need. So that would be something that they can, get a boost of electrolytes if they need it.
I was
You
asking
Can
mean
I
about
add
tender
a bit?
coconut water?
interval.
Interval
Yeah,
between fasts.
if somebody is
Yeah,
fasting like Monday, then how
yeah.
often he can do fasting again next?
So the typical, as I mentioned, my father recommends 3 days or 72 hours as maximum. You should cap it off. And what is more important than the fasting is how you break the fast. So, or I would say equally or more important. So if you, for example, fasted for 3 days and at the end you started eating those fried foods that's been ruminated over for days, that's gonna basically take out all the benefits. You're gonna, reset to square one. So the benefit of fasting is realized when you break the fast gradually, either with cucumbers and alkaline foods, and then that process would take about 2 to 3 days in itself. So the next time they should fast, they should at least give a break of 4 or 5 days, if not a week. So they can do it once a week, maximum 3 days, or twice a month if they're comfortable with that. But there should be at least about 3 to 4 days of interval between the next fast.
Thank you. Thank you for good answers.
Can I
My
Thank
add
you.
pleasure.
something? Can I add something from my personal experience?
Please,
Yes,
please.
I,
please.
I, I did a 30-day fast. This was over 40 years ago, and I
Wow.
was full of
I'm
energy. I worked every day. I would take my children to school. I would cook for the family, did everything. So fasting and working, they work very well together,
That's
very, very
true.
well.
Thank you, Shiji. Someone also,
Sriji,
Smitaji
uh,
also mentioned the sunbathing. That's also essential. It's a very good suggestion.
yeah,
Umarji,
Sriji, I would like, yeah, one thing. Sriji, please clarify what exactly Guruji means when he tells fasting. Because when we tell fasting to people, they think sabudana khichdi, uh, idli, वो सब खा
Kutu
के
ki puri,
fasting.
kutu ki puri, na.
tasty.
So when you did this 30 days fasting, what exactly you did? Please make it clear so that they get the right information.
I didn't eat anything. I would take a small amount of orange juice. I was living in Pilani in India as a desert. So the oranges
Mm,
we got, they were almost nothing in them. So I would squeeze out maybe a teaspoon of juice. That's for my breakfast and lunch and dinner. That's all it was. Nothing really.
Uh,
And the
so
body, as the
Umarji,
body detoxes, it gets more energy. See, energy comes from detoxing. When the body
hmm
removes the problems it has, then becomes strong. It
Right.
doesn't come from food. The energy doesn't come from food.
That's correct. So
Yes, very simple.
that part of the question, the line of questioning regarding the actual
There
health.
is
Um,
a quotation. Excuse me.
yeah.
What Sri Gupta ji said. There is a quotation from the Swadhyayana Swasthya Mahavidya. Pranasya nirmale dehe chetitam swasthya namakam. Pranasya samale dehe chetitam roga namakam. Life's activity in a clean body is called health. Life's activity in an unclean body is called disease. That's all.
Mm, fantastic.
Thank you.
One more thing, right, which is about the diabetes question. If somebody is taking some kind of insulin, then that can be a problem, right?
That's true. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You have to
we
be
don't
careful.
recommend that they mix Imana's plan with whatever Western medicine that they're taking. They need to stop all drugs before they come to us.
uh, Umarji,
Yes.
so we have one question in the chat box, and then we will continue with our main agenda about
hmm
building career and what all the pathways. So there is one
Sure thing.
question that from Smita ji. I am
Mhm.
following NHS. Last month I attended the camp, but I am getting more dryness of skin, including dryness of hair, and also facing hair fall problem. And she continued that doing sun bath regularly 1 hour. So please address this question. It is also in the chat box.
I got it.
Yeah.
So the sun bath 1 hour, it's a little much. It's fine, but it would kind of lead to your drying of your skin. And when you take a sun bath, are you taking maximum exposure, or are you doing only face and arms and legs?
Smita ji, if you can unmute and explain. She's in call or not? Smita ji, am I audible to you? Can you explain more? Okay. Or you can write in the chat box.
Her
Yeah,
mic,
that's fine also.
her mic is not on.
Yeah. Please unmute first. Okay, maybe see later on.
Maybe
That's
she's
fine.
out.
That's fine.
Maybe she's out of the laptop.
Cool. So let's
That's okay.
continue.
We'll follow up later. We can do that. So let's continue with the main agenda that
Yes.
you started with, Dharam.
Yeah.
So the question was about a career path in natural health sciences. As my father just explained, that your main agenda should be to help people, and that's food for the mind, heart, and soul. And if you make that the main goal in your life, then that contributes to your own health as well as helping others. We also have, like, within the IMANAH organization, we've been working on efforts for the last 5 to 10 years on answering the very question that Dharam just put forward regarding a career path. So um, we've been building, for example, a software infrastructure where each of you that graduate will be able to go, follow a roadmap to establishing your own practice, and then to do health coach, to do, for example, if you want to be a trainer, or if you want to be an educator, or you want to do media and journalism, or you want to, maybe promote products and services. So there are multiple career paths available. And the path would be that once you graduate, you basically would be certified, and we will build, and we're in the process of doing that right now, is that we're building a section on our website where the public will be able to look you up if you're certified or not. What would stop anyone in the public, for example, from looking at your certificate and printing one for themselves and saying, I'm also a health coach from IMANAH, right? So we're building the system now, that and it'll be ready within the next couple of weeks, God willing. And when people will look you up, they'll be able to see your certifications, your achievements and accolades, and also if there's any complaints or corrective actions that have been taken, they're going to be able to see all of that on the website. That's number one. Number two is that the knowledge that you've acquired through the courses, and you've passed, it gives you theoretical knowledge. So we'll have to go through a phase of you converting your theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge. And you do that by attending a camp. So that would be a requirement. So the people who are running the camps, I'm getting an echo. Can everyone mute yourself, please? Looks like everyone is muted. Okay, thank you. So the conversion of your theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge will be the next step. So the people who are running the camps, you will have to basically register with them as a person who's a graduate. So they will then, walk you through the process of how, the theory applies in practical life. So through attending camps, you're going to be able to hone those skills. Once you've understood practically how to do things. Then you'll have to shadow, or you'll have to do, for example, an internship between 6 months to 1 year, depending on the level of or the speed of your learning, with an existing health coach, an experienced health coach in the field. You'll have to do an internship with that person. So they can, in the beginning, it's going to be basically that you'll be a helper, you'll be shadowing them, and then you'll be learning from their experience. For example, anyone can ask you any kind of questions. How do you deal with that? What happens if the patient experiences heightened symptoms, or something unexpected? How do you deal in those situations? You have to know about that from practical experience. So you'll be shadowing someone from a period of 6 months to a year. Once that's completed, then you will receive another level of certification from IMANAH itself, and that'll also reflect on your website. The next step is going to be for you to establish yourself as a health coach with your own practice. So you can either join someone else's health practice in your area, and then you can be a worker, and then negotiate your own partnership with them. That's up to how each group conducts themselves, and how each location it's going to be considered somewhat like a franchise. So each franchise, how you conduct yourself, that would be independent. And so once you do that, the next step is, or if you don't want to do that, then you can also start your own franchise. We will provide a platform for you. So you can register your franchise as a business. You can put in all the list of services that you offer. And then people who need help with their health will also come to the same IMANAH website. And then they'll be able to find you. And then you can administer your health coaching with them. So that's going to also be launched momentarily. So when we do that, we'll let you know. But that's the general idea in the career path that you would follow.
Okay. So, is there any currently diploma or degree courses running on so that people can opt for it?
Dharam, are you conducting the camps, or are you conducting the courses? Just to clarify that point.
No, sir. Any online diploma courses are currently
Yes,
running?
the IHU has
Yeah.
got the International Hindu University has got program up to doctorate level. There are people who have joined that courses and got diploma level. Further, up to degree level, they have to continue.
Okay.
It's a recognized educational institution, International Hindu University, and anybody can join and get certificates like that.
Excuse me, please. What is the basic education for the masterate or doctorate?
You go through the courses, introductory course, and then diploma level, and then degree level, and then doctorate level.
So anybody who is not having any academic qualification, they can come into diploma?
Yes, they can join.
Okay,
If you know
thanks.
English, that's good enough.
Okay, thanks.
I also set one link in the chat box, or one number, so you can contact there. I will share further information. Thank you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I'm Smita. I have attended the camp last month and I had spoken to you in the morning, first session that at 5 o'clock. How are you?
Great.
Great. Nice to hear you. Guruji, I'm following the NHS thing. Now I'm taking the sun bath also, like 1 hour I take. But in that, I find itchiness in my body, dryness in the hair,
It is not to be done for 1 hour. It has to be done as long as it is comfortable.
Okay.
It's not to heat the body, but it is to get the
No,
nutrition from sunlight.
I'm not heating my body because morning ka between 8:30 9 I take.
Okay, but
So
don't overdo it.
okay. So for half an hour it's okay, correct?
All right. Okay. See to it that all parts of your body gets sunlight.
Yeah, yes. That I'm doing it.
Great.
So for the dryness and itchiness, nothing to be applied, just to sun bathing, it's suffice.
It's certain acid accumulation in the body that's producing the itching.
Acha,
Sunlight
okay.
initiates expulsion of those acidic material and itching starts. So if your food is more alkaline, if you take one meal of salads, one meal of boiled vegetables, one meal of soup like that, then your body is increasing alkalinity and that will reduce acidity and that will reduce itching. Any other questions?
Smita, you
You're
are
muted,
muted.
Smita.
Yeah. So if you have any further question, please.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
If you don't ask questions, I'm going to start asking questions. Better be ready for that.
Yeah. So we have 10 more minutes left. So you can put your question in the chat box or you can ask directly. Okay.
10 minutes wait नहीं करेंगे हम.
Yes.
Guruji, is there any age to pursue this course? Any age barrier?
Any age
Because
limit?
I'm
Yes, yes.
61. 61.
Yeah, you should not be less than 1 year.
I love that. I love that answer. Okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Guruji, Namaste, Guruji. I'm Manjula. Actually, I'm living in US right now. So here there is
Yeah.
no sunlight.
Which
Actually, for
part of
I'm in
US?
Boston. Boston,
Okay.
MA. So
All right.
Guruji, here for from December to March, there is no sunlight at all. So like, what can be done, Guruji? We cannot take sunlight. Or...
Well, diffused sunlight is also sunlight through the
Sorry,
clouds.
clouds. Okay.
Even if it comes out through the clouds, it is sunlight. It's not so much through the window glasses. If it comes in, expose your body to as much as possible sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a daytime.
Okay. Yeah, it's great in Guruji. Here, it's 10:20 here. Yeah. Uh, no, Guruji.
No,
Like what I'm
he
saying is like
says
I cannot feel the heat. Then also the sunlight is there. That's what you're saying.
yes.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the light of the sun. Even if it comes through the window glass and it is exposed to body,
Okay.
you get the benefit.
Okay, Guruji. Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Welcome.
There's
Guruji,
Anju.
I have a question. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Guruji, I'm Ankita from Jaipur.
Okay.
Recently, I heard you in the Happy Me and Happy We session by Ubuntu Verse. So, I have a question, then I could not ask. So, like, when we are when we are doing sunbathing, so are we not supposed to take a bath immediately, or should we wait for some time, some hours or something? Or is it okay to take a bath like within half an hour or so?
As long as you don't eat anything between the shower and sunbath. After the sunbath, before the shower, if you don't eat anything, it's okay to delay the shower.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Guruji.
Welcome.
There is one more question from Anjuji. What can we use on body, face after warm water bath in winter in cold climates? She is from
Coconut
Northeast.
oil is good.
Okay, so she is from Northeast USA. Yeah.
Yeah, coconut oil is okay. Rub it in your hand and then apply it on the body.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so any question related to today's main agenda regarding courses, camps? Also, we have camps starting from January onwards in Mumbai, Bangalore, Pondicherry, and in Delhi also. So I put my WhatsApp number. You can message me, and then I will share all the details. So as Umarji said, that camp is the starting point to change your life and also to pursue any career in natural health science.
Kindly mention the date for Bangalore, please.
Okay, so I'm sharing my personal WhatsApp number. I will share you all the details and the contact person name.
Yeah, I
What
have
is the
question
scope?
regarding.
Sorry.
What is the scope?
What is the scope of making money through natural? If you get training in natural health science, what is the scope of making money? Supposing you want to make it your profession. Anybody? I think Shri Gupta is the correct person. गुप्ता जी आप बताइए बिजनेस के बारे में आप ही बोल सकते हैं.
You know, the way I think, if you want to make it a profession, it has to be run like a business. And the most important thing in a business is marketing. So once you learn your profession very well, you market it correctly, you will stand out. Right? So do a good learning and then market it well, and I think you'll be okay. You'll be able to figure out the margin, how much is extra on it. So you have your expenses, and then how much can
We
you
need your advice
please.
about how do we charge people consultation, personal treatment, therapies, things like that. How do
See,
we charge
people
people?
people pay for the value they get.
That's
And
right.
most of the time, it's a perceived value. So what you so for like Dr. Arun Sharma, people know him. They know he's a master. He's a great master. So if he charges 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees an hour, they'll be willing to pay that. He doesn't do that anyway. But if I go and say I will treat you, nobody knows me, and even if I charge 1,000 rupees an hour or 500 rupees an hour, nobody will come to me.
I
So
would like to
I
add
think
to that. There's a Shriji is absolutely right about the personalities that are established in the industry. They have a certain perceived value among the public, but there's also institutions that can have a professional look and feel that will build customer confidence, and then people will be willing to pay the necessary amount. We're adding value, and whatever you're charging would still be less expensive than taking the allopathic route. So, if we were to, for example, establish ourselves as part of a greater institution, then that greater institution can provide the support. So, for example, let's say you have a patient who lives in Madras or Chennai, and you know that there is an IMANAH institute or IMANAH franchise in Chennai. You can refer this patient to go to that location. So it's about creating those standards and conventions, and then applying that across. Like for example, there's an example of this man named Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc was a person who ran a small fast food restaurant, and he got onto this concept of franchising, and he took this one restaurant and made it into a global enterprise, like McDonald's. So McDonald's was made into a global enterprise by Ray Kroc, so that it's not like on its own, it's not a great place. But anywhere anyone goes, they'll see those golden arches. And I don't want to bring like, that the meat restaurant into this discussion, but I'm just talking about the fact that they are a global franchise and they have a name brand recognition. So every franchise would then follow a corporate standard. By establishing these types of conventions and standards, we'll be able to give a quality of care across the board, right? So ultimately, it's going to rely on each person, being trained properly and getting the practical knowledge, and also having that heart inside of them to care for other people. That's what it would all boil down to. But we can build name brand recognition, and you can be part of that network. So that's another way you can increase your amount of profits as well as growth. As a new person that's coming into the industry and you have your own franchise, that's part of the greater organization, that would give you a huge boost versus you just starting something on your own. People already recognize IMANAH, and if you call yourself an IMANAH franchise, then that would give you a massive boost over just having individualized efforts everywhere that are non-standardized, and that also opens you up to a lot of liabilities. So I'm glad that we're having this type of a meeting now, and we've been working behind the scenes for several years to set up the system. So
Supposing person like Dharam wants to make it his career,
mhm.
and he has to first give lectures and get people to know that he knows something. There are so many institutions in Auroville and around Pondicherry where he can give lectures, and he is located there. And people who hear him, they get the idea that he can help them. Then when he comes to consult them, when they come to consult him, how does he proceed?
Right.
श्री जी आप आंसर करिए.
I personally think if you start with something simple, and I think the very big thing in the US, I think also in India, is weight loss. If you just hold weight loss camps, nothing about anything else, just say NHS weight loss camps, lectures, paid workshops, I think it will be very easy to make 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees a month. Very easy. Because it's nothing complicated. People in a week losing 5 to 7 kilos, I think is a very simple thing if they follow the NHS routine. So it should be very easy to do.
Yeah, in the
Get
US
Give us a
market,
format.
there are lots of things in the US market that we can do. For example, elderly care clinics or facilities. There are lots of things that we can be doing in the US. Indian market is not the same. But across the world, if, for example, someone has they need a consultant for their company and they contact Microsoft, they're not contacting a personality. They're contacting an organization that's established themselves as a reputable organization worldwide. And when you get a Microsoft consultant to come to your establishment to consult with you, you have that expectation. You're not looking at that one Microsoft consultant's personality and hiring them and paying them that kind of money. You're paying the organization for what they've established over time. And this is the change that we're working on, to convert from the person into the cause. The cause is bigger than
I
any
have
one of
an
us.
immediate requirement that Dharam
Yeah.
is located in Auroville, and he has given some public lectures. And he is going to continue giving lectures in different organizations in Auroville and Pondicherry. And he wants to start a profession giving advice to people, treating people. श्री जी आप बताइए कि कैसे उसको करना है, प्रोसीड करना है. He will have a place for consultation ऑफिस जैसे होगा. अभी ट्रीटमेंट के लिए जगह नहीं है उसके पास. वो घरों में अपने आप को लोगों को ट्रीट करना है. इस वक्त तो यही स्टेज में है. Then he will find if there is enough customers. He will keep conducting camps periodically. 3 महीने में एक बार कैंप करेगा. और उसके बाद जगह मिल जाएगा तो एक he will start a health center. But initially कंसल्टेशन के लिए कैसे इसको करना है, श्री जी
I
आप
think
एडवाइस करिए.
I think you have just pointed out the right thing for him to do. I think he is good in marketing, and if he puts the Imana brand with him, what Umar is suggesting, put Imana brand with him because Imana is better known than Dharam alone, and then he markets it. I think he'll get a lot of customers. He will get a lot of customers. All he need is one win. One win.
How does it go when a patient comes to him? He should have an office for consultation, right?
I think that'll be ideal. Yes, if he doesn't have an office, I think our office in Indian situation really helps. You have to have a board and an office, even if it's a small one.
And then if he gets a place in one of the organization in Auroville, if they will give him time, from this time to this time, this person will be available for consultation in their institution. He
And
can
then
go there and
they will want their commission, right?
commission. Yes, वो तो देंगे.
Yeah. So
He
that
will
is
include
the
it in the consultation fees, and he will
right.
give a cut to them also.
Yeah. So all those numbers have to be worked out. We have to work out all those numbers. And initially the margin will be low, but as people get healed, people get better health, I think then he can increase his margin. I think it's a process. It's a process. Once you get established, people will keep coming.
In
People
my
will keep coming.
practice, when I was practicing in Delhi, I used to have an application form. The patient has to fill that and attach all the reports of his medical reports, whatever treatment he has gone through, what diagnosis has been done, all that. He will have to give us a copy of all that. And then in the application form, I am not, he has got to sign a declaration. I am not here to treat or cure any of my diseases. I am here just to learn a natural and healthy process to improve my health, overall health. ऐसे साइन कर देगा वो. ऐसे एक एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म बना करके हर पेशेंट से उसको वो पढ़ने के लिए बोलते हैं, समझ गया, इसको साइन करो. And then
So all of those things.
periodically they will be assessed. अब ये दर्द कहाँ है, अब ये दर्द है, ये वैनिश हो गया, वो वैनिश हो गया, सब रिपोर्ट में लेके उसका साइन भी ले लेते हैं, फोटोग्राफ ले लेते हैं. बिगिनिंग में कैसा था उसका फोटोग्राफ ले लेते हैं. आफ्टर 1 month ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट उसका फोटो ले लेते हैं. इफ देयर इज अ बल्ज इन्फ्लेमेशन ऑन स्किन, उसका फोटो ले लेते हैं. बाद में 1 महीने के बाद सारा पस निकल गया, वो गायब हो गया, वो सब रिकॉर्ड में रख लेते थे. That's how I used to proceed when I was in Delhi.
And based on that, what my father just said, we've created all of those forms on IMANAH website. We're going to be creating registration pages as well, with all of those information included, and the disclaimer they have to check, and then the payment information. All of those things are going to be included, and they should upload all of their information through the website to the forms. So now whatever Dharam has access to, our main headquarters will also have access to that. So we will be able to review those things. And let's say, for example, I was to ask the question, how many patients did you treat last year? We need to have an answer for that. if people are reporting diabetic cases or whatever, we need to know how many cases did we treat? What was the health outcome? And so those kinds of questions need to be answered. So we've already built that system in IMANAH website, and we will be training the people when they get to that level to on the use of the system, so that you can conduct yourself professionally with your customers. You'll be able to send them invoices. You'll be able to send them proposals, and then also track the payments. So all of these systems are being built as we speak. And we have a deadline of about 5 months now. It was 6 months. We already burned up 1 month. So in the next 5 months, you'll see all of these things coming together. And we'll be able to take all of this data and be able to even apply for federal grants, research grants, which require evidence-based medicine. They call it medicine, evidence-based process to be followed. And now that we'll have access to this data, we can apply for those grants. Basically, we're going to be telling them we're going to be applying for doing a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial based on the data we have collected. And then so when you get the grant, we can also have clinics and hospitals, all of those things already created based on that grant. And then we can, so we have a whole path for IMANAH's growth and future. So, the way we've been doing things in the past is there's been a lot of manual processes, like printing out a Word document and signing it by hand, taking a photocopy and, sending it in the email. These things are all staying in the emails, which we cannot have access to at this point. If I was to ask that question, how many diabetes patients did you treat last year? You have to go through every email. That won't be practical. So we have built the system already, and we're going to start training people on its use. And that's the way we're going to go towards in the future.
Very good. It automates all the patient records and all the doctor-patient interface. I think, it's a very good idea. Yeah. It'll be a good help to all the
जी
practitioners.
आप एक सजेशन दीजिए कि क्या उसको इनिशियल चार्ज क्या करना चाहिए.
I think once we know the numbers, अगर number मालूम पड़ जाए ना इनका कितना जहाँ भी करें consultation, how much are they charge him? I think that will be the starting point. क्योंकि उसके ऊपर अपना पूरा खर्चा मालूम हो जाए ना कितना expenses है, and then we can add the margin on it slowly, keep increasing, जैसे कि practice improve होती है ना, तो पहले खर्चा मालूम होना चाहिए. He has to find out
When
how
I
much
was
he is going to
in
pay.
Florida, I used to charge $100 for consultation, initial consultation. तो स्टेज 1, स्टेज 2, स्टेज 3 ऐसे चले जाते हैं ट्रीटमेंट में. आगे और सख्त ट्रीटमेंट इनिशियली इंट्रोडक्टरी प्रोग्राम देते हैं, तो उसके लिए $100 चार्ज करते थे कंसल्टेशन में, और प्रोग्राम देते थे जिसको उसने 2 हफ्ते तक फॉलो करना है. वो चार्ट भी देते थे कि आज कैसा है ये सिम्टम्स, लिस्ट ऑफ सिम्टम्स, हाइट वेट, सारा कुछ उसमें लिख देते थे. वो फोटोग्राफ जहां हो सकता है वहां इंक्लूड करते थे. तो आफ्टर 1 month वी गो टू स्टेज 2. उसमें ही हैज टू गिव $150. ऐसा किया करते थे. $200 तक जाते थे, सब तक ठीक ही हो जाते थे वो लोग. ऐसे रिकॉर्ड रखता था फ्लोरिडा में. अब तो नहीं है.
But you had a consultation room in your own house, ना? आपके घर में consultation room था ना? अगर
यहाँ एक
anybody wanted to
पोर्शन था.
come.
हाँ.
हाँ, we already had one, ना? So that is part. So that expense was part of your mortgage. उसमें जो भी मकान का. Yeah. So that's the expense we need. जो भी practice करेगा, they have to know the expense.
Initially, for the first year, I was making about $600 a month from this consultation. And that was not a big amount. I was also working as a teacher assistant in schools. That was an additional income to sustain myself. So धीरे धीरे ये बढ़ता गया, practice बढ़ता गया.
Yeah, and it does take time, a year or two. But if he uses the IMANAH
Yeah.
brand, I think that process can be speeded up.
Yeah. So it's one of them is the IMANAH brand, and the other is the IMANAH platform. So when we build a platform through which we offer them CRM, we offer them, like as my father just mentioned, the treatment plan. You can do stage 1, stage 2, those kinds of things, and the system itself will make it easy enough for the user to be able to just hit the check boxes. Just click, 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 and I'm done. Instead of you print it out and you fill it out, check boxes by hand, and then you scan it and then you send it back in email, and you can't track it. So we're even building the treatment plan into that form currently.
So
So
maybe
we'll
the
have that like
payment
I said, at the
also,
same time.
maybe you can build in the consultation payment for the US market, for the
That's
India
Yeah,
market.
in the US market we can build it, but the trickiness with the payment engine is that everyone takes a cut. Payment gateway takes a cut. There's a monthly maintenance fee. Then there's a cut that is taken by the credit card companies, right? So they keep on eating into your profit margin. So instead, in India, there's a UPI payment methodology, and in the US, there's a Zelle. So you can use Zelle. They don't charge anything. So that part of it is initially has to be manual. And at some point, when the revenue generation is sufficient, we can actually automate that as well. So the UPI payment, for example, currently, if it comes into the system itself, then we will get an automatic email, come into the administrators. So the administrator can mark that as payment paid in our system. We can say this item has been paid, and then the consultant can offer their service. And then on a monthly or like a semi-monthly basis, we can pay out each of the consultants or each of the consulting house, I would say. Each of the franchise can get their payments. So
Like
we can do batch payments.
Dharam wants to start giving consultation.
Yeah.
So how do we handle that?
I think he
He is
should
going to
charge
be in
for him.
Auroville.
In Auroville, he should charge at least 1,000 rupees for initial concentration. I think it should be minimum
I think
1,000
right
rupees.
now Tulika ji said that she charges 10,000 for the consult, and
Uh,
it's going to be for 2 weeks. It's not going to be just to visit.
Tulika is not in Delhi. Is she in Delhi?
Yeah, she's in Delhi.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
So
is charged for
she's
2 weeks, right? To take care
correct.
of
Yeah,
2 weeks of, yeah.
that's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying
And
in
the program
the
isn't that
first
you just
consultation,
Yeah, the first consultation could be 1,000 rupees. That's fine. But the first consultation is going to consist of what?
the patient review and the initial suggestion, I think.
That's it. So maybe customer intake, the patient intake information to be entered
Yeah.
into the system, those kinds of things. Yeah, that's fine. But then when the person gets put on the program, it has to cover the cost of the next 2 weeks. The first phase, as my father put it, so it has to cover that cost of that first phase. They can call anytime, or they need answers, questions answered, and those kinds of things. So it has to cover that cost, and then it will also make it worthwhile to offer that level of support. So 10,000 is actually a very low amount for the 2 weeks consultation. So that way we'll standardize the cost across the board. And we can even subsidize, let's say, for example, and this is just an idea I was ruminating over, that if the patient keeps up with the compliance, meaning that they tell us all of the things that they're supposed to tell us, and they follow the plan they were supposed to follow, we can give them a refund of a certain amount of money, maybe 10% or something, to incentivize them to follow the plan. So those kinds of things we can build in to motivate the patient to pay for their own health instead of paying for their own sickness. So there are many programs like that we can put into place. So for Dharam, who's in Auroville right now, We can, he can say, for example, based on the fact that maybe the Delhi rate is not the same as Auroville rate, the initial charge is going to be the same, but he can give a discount. He can say, okay, for you being in this locality, you get this discount if you comply with everything, right? So if you don't, then you're paying for your own sickness.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so it should, so based on the level of effort required, I mean, it should be something approximately, it should turn out to about 1,000 rupees an hour. I think. I think that'll be fair.
Mhm.
धर्म
Whatever
सुन
it
रहे हो क्या?
takes.
जी गुरुजी।
आपका क्या सजेशन है, कितना चार्ज कर रहे हो आप?
यूजुअली वी टेक 1,000 पर वीक। सो उसमें 1 आवर का लाइव कॉल होता है एंड देन व्हाट्सएप सपोर्ट। सो यूजुअली 6 वीक का कंसल्टेशन होता है, देन इट बिकम 6,000। सो या
So you're charging 1,000 per week.
yes, but the call will be like live call will be for 1 hour, and then there's a WhatsApp support and daily sharing of what need to be done on WhatsApp only.
Okay. So then when you bill that person, they're sending the money to your account.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, those things for the time being is okay, but eventually we want to move everyone to the platform.
Yeah,
And we want to standardize rates and standardize protocols.
sure.
Yeah.
The
And it
most
should probably
important
go
thing
higher.
is to have a record of
Yeah, that's
initial
exactly right.
condition and periodic improvement in health.
Right. And this record cannot be sitting with all the different consultants that we have to chase up. The record
Yes,
should be
they have
sitting on
to
the IMANAH platform.
post it in our. They have to post the whole thing in our IMANAH website,
That's correct. Yep.
and that need not be public. It can be
Yeah.
it can be shown to people who wants it. They will apply. I want to
Right.
see this. Then you
Yeah.
can
So
show them.
it won't be public, meaning that their names, etc., will not be publicized for sure.
Okay.
There's a process called personally identifiable information data scrubbing. So you don't put their name, contact information, nothing. You only have like a metadata analysis of their symptoms and the health conditions and the treatment plans and the outcome. So when you have a report like that, then people can gain access to those types of reports, and then you can see the effectiveness of our treatment plans. And by the way, we should try and refrain from using certain buzzwords, and this should be part of the training, that we don't use words like cure, therapies, treatments, those kinds of buzzwords which opens you up to liabilities. So we'll work on creating maybe alternate verbiage to try to train the people to not use those words. If you get caught using those words and then if there's some lawsuit following, then you're just going to open yourself up to liabilities. So
Okay. Next question. Our next question is how to propagate our services. Online propagation is one thing, and direct public lectures given by each of these participants, our trained ones, to give lectures in public institutions. They can go to churches, they can go to gurudwaras, and they can go to Arya Samaj community and give public lectures and introduce natural health science as a health science, not a curative system, but people who have had this problem, that problem, even cancer has been treated through the same method and they have gone completely free of cancer. All those things we can tell them, but we have to be very strict in telling them this is not a medical system, this is not meant for treating diseases. This is just to improve overall health through natural means. We don't believe in diseases, we believe in only in health. Health alone is real, disease is unreal. Lower level of health is disease. Yes, a darkness is not real. light is real. Less light or no light becomes darkness. Like that, health alone is real, disease is unreal. We try to improve health, we don't try to treat diseases. Repeatedly, we have to tell them and get them to understand and follow this lifestyle, life natural, and improve their health. When they improve their health, disease vanishes. We didn't treat any disease, we didn't diagnose any disease. That's how we proceed.
In order
Legally
Once
for
we have
safe.
the
in order for each person to increase their level of delivery and speech, I recommend to take my father's lectures and play it multiple times. Play it multiple times so that it becomes part of your own vernacular. And when you do that, and he's an amazing speaker and he's an amazing lecturer. So there's plenty of videos already captured. So if you take it in any subject, even introduction, you can take his video, play it multiple times throughout the day, and then rehearse the same speech with your own voice. And then you can measure yourself against a standard. And that's how you can improve yourself. And I've used that technique in the past with people I wanted to emulate, and it's been highly effective. And then once you do that, you can just take the same format, and then wherever you go, the churches or gatherings or wherever you want to go, you can have that same kind of level, increase of level.
Yeah, that is, I think that is very, very important. Doing a local publicity in the local market is very important. And Imana can do a central marketing, right? Once we have the
That's
franchise
correct.
model working, Imana
Right.
does the online, the central marketing, and the local marketing is done by each of the franchisee. I think that's how it
Right.
should be.
Yep. We'll even have
Let
standardized
us
T-shirts
let us have a
printed.
roll call and let's have a roll call and people whoever is attending this lecture, let us hear from them which area they live in, what part of the promotion they can do. Can we start hearing from each person?
Yogarji, Anju, Neeraj.
There's very
Dharam, you
few
want to
people
call one
left,
by
I
one?
think. A lot of people have left, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Connecticut. My name is Anju. You know, I would really like to attend a camp, but they don't have any camps in USA,
We
and
will. We will be
we
having
have,
camps in USA.
and I really wish they would because I don't want to just travel to India, for a week.
Yes.
And it's, I would really, I was considering that, but then I would have to find something else to do. It's too much, just for a week. But I've done some theoretical courses from some other organizations, for nature care. But I really think I need something to get out of, not just knowledge, but experiential, thing. And that's what, so that's the reason I was hesitating to join the course that starts in January online for NHS.
Wow.
Yes, so, Anjuji, let me give my
Very
opinion on it.
particular.
Because I have
Yeah.
traveled to India to attend camps, Sharmaji's
Uh-huh.
camps, just to attend
Yeah.
camps. What
Uh-huh.
happens is much easier, and we have a much bigger audience in India,
Mm,
and you can get everything you need. It's much more
Yeah,
expensive. If you organize the same camp in the US, it's very
mm,
expensive. The overhead
Yeah.
is very,
that's
very
true.
expensive.
Right.
Yeah, getting a campsite, getting the accommodation.
Yeah.
Yeah. In India, so even with the plane fare, it is economical, more economical to attend a camp. And if you go to India, you can attend maybe a camp and maybe some other thing, consultations with the local experts. You can do
Right.
multiple things if you go there for a week or 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish they were longer than a week, like a treatment center, even, they can charge for it, but you know what I'm saying,
And I think some of the camps were longer, some longer, but you get the fundamental concept in 7 days, and it's quite good. and the local consultant. You can spend some time there, and they'll help you for another few days if you wanted to. If you needed to, you may not
Yeah.
need it, depending what you are looking at to fix. But it's
Yeah, I'm also looking for, see, right now I'm looking to learn, but I'm not so, I mean, thinking of a business or anything, but I just want to learn, And I went to a nature care treatment in India actually about 4 years ago in Tamil Nadu. I stayed like 7 months there, and it helped me a lot. I was on many medications and I got rid of practically everything. And but I just feel like that was, especially with the weather changing here, I just feel the need for, I just need to learn more, that I have to be in that
absolutely,
environment, and
absolutely, yeah,
so
absolutely, yeah.
so
If you have
I mean,
time, then if you go to Bangalore camp, Bangalore is such a nice city, right? And they have very nice location that they have set up.
yeah, well, Pondi actually, I was thinking of Pondicherry because that's a good location, It's
That
I've
too, yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I've been to Bangalore once, but and
Yes.
I mean, I would like to be able to help people, but the first thing is, to get yourself going, that's the
Yeah,
first thing.
Auroville is a lovely place, beautiful place.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any treatment centers there,
Well, Dharam is there.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
on this
so
call.
yeah, so we have indoor facility. So if you come, we'll provide all the accommodation, and then the treatment facility will be here, but not as a
Okay.
proper center. There will be indoor facility. So like we will provide you accommodation in one of the chosen guest house, and then it will
Okay.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe I'll contact you,
Sure, sure. So I
okay.
shared my number already in the chat. You can find there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the inner circle group, so I
Yeah,
have
sure,
your
sure.
contact.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Guruji, it's 9:30 already, and I think we should wrap up the call. So,
Yes, it's been
any final message from you, from all the senior member? So please, and then we will wrap up the call. I think Guruji is there or not?
looks like he might have stepped out.
Yeah.
So, Omar, you can proceed with the uh, final words.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So as my father just explained earlier, if your main goal is to make money, um, you should adjust that main goal. You should make it about serving people, helping people, providing value, and adding to, what is good in this world. If that's your main goal, then you'll succeed one way or another. And as I was mentioning earlier, we're actively working towards building that central infrastructure to give support to each one of you who go through the process. And that way, instead of you trying to figure out how am I going to establish my own business, how am I going to get my own clients, how am I going to create standards and protocols and conventions to run my business, we'll be here to help you through the whole process. That's the goal anyway. It hasn't been done so far, but we're working on that process as we speak. And and as I also mentioned that there is things that you should do to self-improve, your own personality, your speaking capabilities, your knowledge, and your personal touch, with how you treat people and your patients and people who come to you. That's all well and good, but that shouldn't be the main focus. The main focus should be the organization, which can then provide support to everybody across the board. So, as a representative of the IMANAH family, you would be expected to have a certain standard um, and quality about yourself, and we're here to help you in that regard. So that's the overall picture. And if you guys have any kind of questions about that, about how to establish yourself in the beginning and what's the career path and roadmap, we'll have further sessions in the future. We can do training sessions, we can do, Q&A, brainstorming. There's just a lot of scope, even like we even had plans for creating like skits. There's a concept called product placement. In the Western world, everything is run by advertising, right? So they figured out that a lot of times people tune out the advertising. In a show between segments, they will stick an advertisement. People will either mute it or they will just tune out. So they got more clever and they did product placement within the shows itself. So somebody will be drinking a Coke or smoking a cigarette or something like that. They're putting their product in the show itself. So we've had ideas also about producing shows where we discuss IMANAH concepts in the mainstream. So for example, it's almost like a conventional wisdom. If you get sick, go to the doctor, right? So if someone will ask you, for example, if you need your health checked, you're not going to call a mechanic, you're going to call a doctor. It just rolls right off of people's tongues, you know. So there was a time when people had that attitude about smoking cigarettes in the West, and they would say, for example, they'll have advertisements on TV that says 5 out of 6 doctors prefer smoking Camel cigarettes. you know so even though it's unhealthy, so that was the what is called zeitgeist, that was the culture. And then the anti-smoking campaign, they worked very hard to de-romanticize the whole concept of cigarette smoking. At least in the US, it's come down from like nearly 50% to less than 10%, the smoking rates. So those kinds of campaigns have been effective over time. And we were also having, plans around those as well. So there are multiple career opportunities, but those things have to be built up over time. So we're working on the infrastructure as we speak, as I mentioned. So hopefully everyone who's joining today, you will take away something, optimistic and positive from today's meeting. And we hope to see your active participation in the IMANAH organization. So that's all I have to say today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marji. Thank you, Sriji and Guruji. So let's wrap up this call. And we hope. Guruji, are
You're muted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Good night. Good evening from other time zone. For other time zone.